Okay guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my very first video and I'm so excited. This is a cake that I've already made and frosted with chocolate ganache. It's a chocolate cake. So it's got chocolate fudge frosting around it, and then in the middle is the chocolate fudge frosting and ganache. So what you're going to need for this whole exercise, you need your cake nice and cold from the fridge. You need a turntable. This table especially for cakes, it turns, so you don't need to be shifting your cake around anything. You just turn it whenever you need to, whatever side you want. Okay, I've got a pizza cutter which I will need to cut the fondant. I have my blue fondant that I already colored. It was white and I used blue food coloring to get it blue. Okay, I've got my knife with little edgy size. We'll see what I'm gonna do with that. I've got my fondant smoother, which will be smoothing the fondant with. I've got a corn flour, which I dust my surface with before I roll my fondant. Okay, if there's anything else that I'm going to need, we'll find out as we go along. I am actually making a 28 centimeter cake, which is going to be a blue shirt with a red and white tie for a birthday for a gentleman, a client of mine. So what you do is you roll the fondant. I'm not sure if you can see. You roll the fondant and you keep moving it on your cornstarch surface so it doesn't stick. So you move from the middle out, so you have an even thickness all around, from the middle to the side. So you keep moving it. Don't forget to move it. Oh, my rolling pin, I forgot to tell you, you will need that. Okay, next time I will make time to take a video from the beginning of the whole process, where I actually show you how to bake the cake with the actual recipe. So to get that video, you can give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. So you'll find the subscribe button right at the bottom of this video. You just click that so you don't miss any of my future videos. So I'm so excited about this first one. It's gonna be great. So after covering this cake, we're going to need some red fondant. I'm going to color it while you guys are watching me, so you can see what I did with the blue one. Okay, I think we've got the thickness we're looking for here. Okay, if you happen to poke your fondant, just brush wherever it is that you made a hole. Especially if your cake is not vanilla or covered with white frosting, you need to make your fondant a bit thicker than you would if it was white, so the brown doesn't pull through. Okay, I think we are good. I'm just going to then pull my cake towards me. What I'm going to do to lift the fondant, just roll it over your rolling pin. Bring your cake here. Let me adjust this so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So you pick your cake up. You pick your fondant up with the rolling pin, and then right where you need it, just place it there and go around and throw it off. The nice thing about fondant is it's elastic, so you can see here that it doesn't really get to the bottom. It's going to be fine. Don't panic just yet. So what you need to do is you just smooth the top of your cake with your fondant smoother. Keep doing that. Okay, then You lift it, you press it down. You lift, you press down. Just like that. You lift, you press down. Do not pull. Please do not pull because it will tear. You just lift and then you smooth it with your hand. You do the same thing all around. You go around just like that. Okay, same. See, if you don't have too much excess fondant, it's easier to just flat out the. Sorry about that. My fondant smooth up now. I just want to wipe that off. Put it back down. Okay, you see where we didn't have enough fondant. Fondant is forgiving because it can stretch. So you just pull it a little bit. You don't pull it too much because it will tear. Just like I said previously, you just pull it a little bit and brush it down. As you brush it down firmly, it covers the parts that were missing. So you just remember to unfurl it, push it down. You see, it covered the whole top right to the bottom, and it wasn't enough. So you keep doing it. Almost done. And it's even difficult to cover a high cake. And I love my cakes high. I like height on my cake because it gives it that beautiful thing. Okay, I've got somebody who's thinking of bombing my video. And I gave him the look, so he went away. Then just press it here at the bottom. So it gives you that little curve at the end. So what you need to do is you just hold your cake at the top. Don't press it down, just hold it so you can smooth. Can you see how smooth it becomes? Look at this, here where I worked and here we haven't worked. So it actually does work. It smooths the frosting under the fondant to give it the smooth look. So you just keep turning. Remember, the turntable turns with you. So you just turn, 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 turn. You turn. Don't press too hard at the bottom of your cake. At the top. You just hold it nicely so you can turn it with the top of your hand. And the smoother also helps because now you pull it. If you wanted to go this way, you would go this way. But I'm comfortable with doing it towards me, not going away from me. So we just keep smoothing it. Now I do it in circles until I have everything the way I want it. So go up and down, up and down. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I want this really smooth. I don't like it when my cakes have lines or anything like that. So yeah, keep doing it, keep doing it, and keep doing it until you have a smooth cake. Here is an air bubble. What you do with air bubbles, you get a pin. Get my pin quickly from my stash here. Okay, I put my pins here. Okay, I'll just show you in a second how you do that. This is Mama. I'm just getting a pin quickly. Please bear with me. This is my first video, so yeah. Pin. Great show. Okay, so you have a pin. What are you going to do is right at the air bubble, see the air bubble, you poke it, poke a hole in there, and you smooth it. The air will escape through the tiny hole that nobody else will see. So that's how you do it. Okay, that is it. And then you just smooth at the top so you don't have any other little things that you don't need. Okay, then you get your pizza cutter. Then right at the bottom you cut the fondant. You cut the fondant. You see, you cut the fondant right at the bottom. Don't cut too close to the cake because then it will show the actual cake. So you just cut, then you remove it. Remember, your turntable is meant to see. This is what I mean. If you cut it too close, you will see that. But then with me, I cut it right where it should be cut, just that my cake frosting is brown, so it will tint it a bit. So what you do is you smooth it right at the bottom. You smooth it. You smooth it. Okay, move it down a bit with your fondant smoother. Move it down, move it down, move it down, and you can just okay, that we've got that. You just use a damp cloth to just wipe the brown of the frosting that you don't want to be seen. You're going to cover this whole part with another piece of fondant for decoration, so it will not be a problem. So just make sure that your board is clean at all times. There we go. So what we're going to do now is pop the cake back into the fridge, and we'll continue with the decorations. I'll show you just now. This is the red fondant that I was telling you about. I'm going to color it just a bit darker than it is because it's quite light. So I needed this red, not this red. So we have a red food coloring. This is from Cake Flora. It's a brand that I use for everything. So I always use red, or super red. It's really up to you how red you want it to be. So if you still have this fondant and you want to use it again, so what I do is, remember we had the little brown that was peeping on our fondant. Just cut the brown part away so you don't have to mix another batch of fondant. Just remove the brown part because we will need some of this fondant. So you just cut the part that was tainted. So you just remove it if it's only at the top. So you just stretch it and cut away that part. Cut away, cut away, cut away. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need that. Okay, brown parts. Okay, so what you do is you just need to work it a little bit again. Yes. Just work the fondant. You work the fondant. Just make sure your hands are clean, because if you're going to be working with blue and I had that red in my hand, you're going to touch the blue and the red is going to get transferred into your blue, which you don't want, because it's going to be a mess. So I make another different color. I don't know what red and blue makes. I think it makes whatever, purple or whatever color. So this is the blue that we need. So before we do anything else, I'm going to cut it in 2 pieces. This is a 1 piece that I'm going to make the button with, the button part of the shirt. This I want to put right at the bottom of the cake, as if it's a shirt that was sewn. So I just do this so you can make a long strip. You get a bit of your cornstarch that I'm using. You just put it down a bit. Okay, let me show it so you can see. Just dust it. So I'm going to use my rolling pin just to roll it into a long strip. Long strip. A long strip. I'm going to cut it with a pizza cutter to be a long strip, but then it should be the same size everywhere, so you feel it with your hand. So this is about what, 2 inches thick. You don't need it to be really thick, just need it to be 2 inches. This part is thicker than the rest, so this is what we do. Great. Back on the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pizza cutter, remove the rolling pin. You cut at the end, then you cut at the other end. I'm not sure if you can see, but it's too long to fit on the screen of the phone. So you go cut and make sure that you cut steady. The pizza cutter actually helps you because you just hold it and then you just pull it. You don't need to wiggle it or do anything. So you just go. You keep taking them off because it's going to stick back onto the fondant if you don't remove the pieces that you've cut. Okay. We keep going, we keep going, we keep going. And we're done with that. This part is thicker, so you just go over it with your pizza cutter. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. That's it. That looks good to my eye, but if you need a ruler, if you're doing this for the first time or a couple of first times, just get a ruler. It makes your life easier. So what I'm going to need is I'm going to take a bit of, if you don't have edible glue, you can take water. You don't need to really. Grab my cake from the fridge. Okay. My turntable, my very best friend. My cake from the fridge. Perfect. Then we're gonna put a little bit of water right at the bottom. Make sure it's not thicker than the size of the strip that you've cut out. There we go. Right there. So what you do to make sure that your strip doesn't break or anything, and I suggest you start at the back because that's where it's gonna join. You don't want you joining to be at the front, right at the back. My back is a bit too close to the end of the board because the front had to be open so I can write a happy birthday message right at the front. So I made the front to have space on the board. So you turn your table. See why I like my turntable? You don't really need to pull your strip of fondant. You just put it there and turn the turntable. See, it just goes effortlessly. It's very, very, very simple. Right. Now I'm where I started. Right where I started. So you push it right to where it is, the way the first strip started. Then you just take your knife. You just put it here. Don't cut. Just press it in and pull your fondant. See, you have a nice ending. See, you can hardly even see it. Then you just run your finger on top of the strip to make sure that it goes down and touches your board. You don't want spaces that doesn't touch. You don't want the space at the bottom of the board to show. So that's how you do it. If there's space, you push it down a little bit. I'm not sure, my hands are blocking everything. Yeah, that's how you do it. So we have this strip that you can hardly see. Okay. So this is the part that I needed. Part that I need to open for the message. And then what I was saying you see right at the back, there's no space. That's what you do when you don't want to use too big of a board, but you still need space. You just move your cake towards the end of the board and leave the space that you need in the front. Yeah, see how smooth it is? Perfect. The front part of the cake is very smooth. That's great. Okay, let me just get this part smoother. Let's see, there's a little something here. Okay, you happy with that? We want to measure something quickly before we proceed, or before we put the cake back in the fridge. Whenever you do something, before you do that, you put the cake in the fridge and you prepare your next step of the cake. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna roll my fondant. I need this to be thicker than the strip that we are working with. Okay. We're gonna do this. I need it to be a bit thicker because it's going to be the button strip that you have on your shirt. So we go. Okay, I think it's long enough. So you just measure it on your cake. Okay, you need it to be from here. You're gonna need 3 buttons, and then you need to be at the top of the cake as well, like this. I don't know if you can see. Here it is, right here. Then you're gonna put your buttons or your tie here. So we need to cut it. The room I'm in is quite cold, so if you're in a place where the temperature is a bit too warm, you can keep putting your cake in the fridge so you don't have a mess of a cake, because if it's not cold, wherever you touch it, it will make a dent or an imprint of the hand or whatever you've used. So I'm just going to cut the fondant into a straight strip. Okay. There we go. See what else we're gonna do. Cut more. Just make sure it's as straight as you possibly can. Use a ruler if you're not sure. Okay. Like that. So yeah, you can post your questions in the comments section and I will try my best to answer you. Okay, there you go. And you can just run your hands at the edge to make sure that you have a smooth edge. You don't have any cuts or whatever. Then my serrated knife. There is a tool that I bought to do this, but then I was never really happy with that tool. So what I did is I just took this knife that couldn't cut anything anyway. It is so dull you can't even cut a potato. So I just use it to, I just press it at the end of my strip to make that sewed look or effect on the shirt. Just a second. Thank you, baby. Yeah. Okay, so we just finished off that imprint. That imprint is done. Imprint done. Using the same brush that I used, I just pull my cake back right at the top. Okay, just right at the top. You want to make sure it's straight. Wherever you're going to do it, it's going to be straight. You look at it, where you're going to have your message, it must be like this way. You just make a strip and go down.